Hello and welcome to Core with Court. Today we have a quick workout, so whenever you are ready, we are going to find a soft surface. I have some 2-pound weights here. If you have any lying around your house, feel free to grab them. Otherwise, you're welcome to do all these exercises without any weight. We're going to find our way lying all the way down onto our backs to start. Just to help us relax that spine, we're just going to sway our knees side to side, releasing any tension you may be holding from earlier today. We can add some pelvic rocks to release that back so you can bring your entire low back down onto the mat and then arch it away. And repeat, releasing everything down. Arch away. We'll bring our right knee into our chest, straighten your left knee out, give that knee a squeeze, releasing any pressure in the hip. Straighten right leg out, squeeze the left. Giving it a squeeze. And then releasing everything out, touching both sides of the room, growing extra long. And then we'll roll ourselves up and make our way onto one side. So we're gonna come down onto our forearm. We're gonna have our knees stacked. We're gonna grab one weight just to start. You're gonna rest that weight on that top knee. We're gonna go into some open and closes with the legs. Make sure your elbow is directly below your shoulder. Make sure you're pulling up using that oblique that is closest to the mat. We're gonna lift that knee up, lower back down. Exhale each time you lift. Inhale as you lower down. Holding in that core nice and tight, knitting those abdominals together at that center line of that body, staying stable. Keep those hips stacked on top of each other, staying here or advancing this where we add a kick out. Bend back in, lower back down. We're gonna add a punch with that arm. Kick everything out, bend back in, lower back down. Going for 4. Last 3. 2. And on your last one, we'll keep that leg nice and long. I want you to plant that hand on the mat to start. We're just gonna swipe that leg forward and then bring it back home. Adding that footwork here, you're gonna kick forward, pointed toes, flex foot, come back home. Kick to point. Flex to return. If staying up on your forearm is too much, I want you to lie all the way down onto your side. Use your head as your pillow here. If you want that challenge, you stay uplifted onto that forearm as I am. You're now going to incorporate the arm. So we're going to lift that arm up from the ground. We're going to lift it up and over our head, keeping it nice and long as we kick out straight. Swiping them past each other as you come forward. Swiping back overhead. If that weight is too much for your shoulder, I want you to lose it and just do the movement with your arm. Otherwise, we're here for 6. 5, keeping everything stable on that mat, using that oblique to help you. For 3, 2, and 1. If you are not already, drop down to that arm, use that hand as your pillow. We're just gonna lower and lift that top leg, lifting up. Lower back down, lifting up, lower back down. Using that top glute each time you lift that leg up. I know it's feeling nice and fiery right now, so keep with it. You have 4, 3, last 2. Holds that top part, reach that arm up and overhead, pulls everything to sky for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee and give that hip a pat. Great job. We're gonna lie on our backs first before we go onto that other side. We're gonna go into our hundreds. So I want you to lie all the way down flat on your back. And if you're feeling any neck or back pain today, I'm gonna have you keep your head down on the mat. Otherwise, we're gonna float one knee above our hip. Float the other knee above the hip. Extend those arms up to sky. If you are keeping your head on the mat, do not take this ab curl. If you are lifting your head, you're gonna exhale, lower your hands to your hips, Find that ab curl, that scoop of that belly button, that lower of that rib cage. We're going into those hundreds, so you rapidly pulse those hands up an inch and down by your sides. You're squeezing those inner thighs together, finding that nice strong position, scooping that core into that center line. You inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Layer 1 is here. Layer 2, we kick those legs to ceiling. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep scooping that belly button. And we have our final layer down at this low diagonal. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job. Hug those knees. Space side to side. Take that break. When you are ready, we're going to lie on our other side. So I'm going to wheel myself up to seated so I can face you. And I'm going to come down onto that new hip. Bringing my weight with me. Staying on that top forearm if that felt good for you. We're going right down, lying all the way on your side. You are up here, you're using that new oblique down here to keep you up nice and strong. Stack those knees on top of each other. Press that weight on top of that leg. You're going to open that leg up, lower back down. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Keep that neck nice and long. Make sure you're not looking down. You will experience neck pain later today if you are, so keep it nice and long in that top corner of that room. We have 3 and then we'll add the kick. Last 2. And 1, we kick that leg out, we bring it back in, we lower back down. Exhale, add that punch. Bend in, lower down. Going for 5. Last 4. 3. 2. And 1. Kick that leg out. Keep it nice and strong. Drop that hand to start. We're just kicking that leg forward. Flex to come back to home. Point the toe forward. Flex to return home. Keep those hips stacked on top of each other. If you feel like this is too challenging for the core, drop down to that side like that earlier position right down here. Focus on just kicking and lowering. Let's add that arm on your next one. Straighten everything out. We connect it all, swiping by, and then return to start. Connect to swipe by, return to start. Go for 5. 4. Last 3. 2. And 1, stick with me, keep that leg nice and high, just drop down to that forearm, lower and lifts of that leg. Final push here. Lifting and lowering, try and get it nice and high to the ceiling, you got it. Go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift that leg up, lift that arm up, pulse to ceiling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend that knee in, give that hip a pat, waking it back up. Great job. All right, let's come up safely to our knees. We are going to do some kneeling abs here. So you're going to be facing me. You're going to grab onto those weights. Or if you don't have them, feel free to just use the hands. You're just going to think about fighting that air while we do this. All right, we're going to start with cervical. So you're going to bring those palms to the sky, shoulders down, sitting right on top of those kneecaps. If that is too much for you, I want you to drop down onto those ankles. Otherwise, you're up here with me. We're going to shoot those hands forward, bend at those biceps, come home. Exhale, shoot forward, bend at biceps, come home. And keep those fingertips nice and long if that is okay with the balance of those weights. Really think about trying to touch that wall across from you, and then resist that air as you bend back in. Last 4, 3, 2. On your last one, you're gonna keep those arms extended out in front of you. Draw tiny circles going in one direction for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's reverse those circles, opposite direction, going inwards now for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep those arms lifted, bring those palms towards each other. Open those arms up nice and long. Squeeze the chest, going into hug a tree. You're opening up, squeeze those back shoulders. Squeeze chest to fingertips close. Keep those shoulders down, make sure they're not hiking up to the ears. They should stay relaxed. You got it, we're here for 6, 5, 4, last 3, 2, and you're gonna hold those T's. We're gonna flip those palms to the sky. We're pulsing up an inch, down an inch for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, don't drop, you're staying here. Palms go to the back of the room, pulsing to the back for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop those shoulders, give a quick roll. I'm gonna just turn, you stay facing me just so you know what's next. We're gonna lean slightly forward, keep that back nice and straight going into triceps. You're going to squeeze the backs of those arms as you reach behind you. Bend back in. Squeeze the backs of those arms, reach behind you. Bend back in. Keep pulling that belly button into spine. Keep that back nice and straight. Should be feeling this only in the backs of those arms. No low back should be any pain. You should only be feeling this in the backs of those arms. Resisting any pain in that low back by pulling that belly button in, keeping that hinge forward. Last 3, 2, and 1. Hold it, pulse the ceiling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those arms forward. Keep that slight hinge forward. Keep that spine straight. Reach those arms up nice and high. Bend back in as if you were in a goalpost arm. Reaching nice and high. Bend back in. Using those back muscles now. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drawing all the way down. Give those shoulders a roll. Great job. All right, we're gonna take a seat onto our glutes. We're gonna go into some abs. So you're sitting directly on the center of those sit bones below you. I want you to grab onto the back of your thighs. Your knees can be bent. We're gonna find our round back. So for you to get into that, I want you to think about wheeling that pelvis forward, as well as reaching that rib cage down to those hip bones, finding that round spine, and then shoot yourself back up to that straight back. And again, wheel pelvis forward, find that round spine, find that shaky place. Come back up. Lowering your gaze to your navel each time. And on our next one, if we would like to advance this, we're gonna release those hands, keep them nice and straight in front of you. Wheel that pelvis forward, find that C curve, find that shaky place. Shoot back up to seated. And repeat. Inhale each time you lower. Exhale as you shoot back up. Big exhale. And if you want to advance this even more for your last 5, let's hold on to those weights. Find that shaky place. Shoot Shoot all the way up, shoot those weights to sky. Lower down to that shaky place. Shooting all the way up, bring those weights to sky. Last 3, 2, and hold in that shaky place. Let's open those arms, squeeze to close. Open arms, squeeze to close. You got it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up to seated, straighten out those legs. Take a dive towards those knees. Take that stretch. All right, final challenge of class. We are gonna go into our teaser prep. So you're gonna be in that same round back. If releasing your hands from behind your thighs was too much for you, I want you to continue with those lower lifts. The more you do that, then practice that, you will get to these next layers. Otherwise, if you felt good in that hold with the open and close, I want you to join me in your teaser. So we're going to find that shaky place, lowering all the way down. Keep those arms nice and straight. You're gonna bring one knee into chest, lower back down. Bring the other knee to chest, lower back down. Maybe you begin to float those feet as you pass each other. Maybe you float both knees and you just hold in that teaser right here. Holding nice and strong, embracing those shakes. And if we would like to, we're gonna lift the hands up, lower back down. Exhale, lift, lower back down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock yourself up to seated. Take that stretch over those straight legs. Great job. All right, we're gonna lie all the way down on our backs. We're gonna do those same knee hugs as we did at the beginning of the class. Hug that right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. We're gonna cross it over that left thigh. Finding that nice twist for the spine. Maybe bend that top arm. You look over that right shoulder. Bring that knee back into chest. Give it one more squeeze. Straighten it all the way back out. We're gonna bring that left knee now into our chest, giving it a nice squeeze. And then crossing it over that right thigh as we look over our right shoulder. Maybe bend that left arm. And then releasing it back, giving it one more squeeze. Straightening that leg out. Great job, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today in your workout. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a workout with me. And I'll see you next time. Bye.